Now, going by the discordant tune in many of this region in the north and the southeast, one wonders if the elders are connected to the youth. Are you connected to the youth of the southeast?
Yes, we are. This is a democracy. Just like there are various political parties, there are various views. What is important at the end of the day is the majority of views. You know, I think that if you look at the Igbo people by their makeup, there is no other group in this country that has confidence in Nigeria like the Igbos have. Why do I say this? In every other part of Nigeria outside Igbo land, outside the indigenous population, the second largest population are Igbos. They build houses there. They build industries there. They build churches there. I do not know of anybody from any other part of Nigeria who has such investments in Igbo land. That alone shows you the feeling of Igbos about remaining in this country. In spite of this quick notice, how many have come home? If they had no confidence in living in all those parts of Nigeria where they are, they would have come home since. So don't mutilate our voice. But don't take it for granted that our elasticity does not respect Hooke's law. Hooke's law has elastic limits. If it gets to a point where it becomes patently obvious to us that we are not wanted in this federation, nature abhors inertia. We will do the needful.
What is the needful?
I don't know. We will know the needful when we get to that point.
Do you think these agitations has reached its limits?
And it's a matter of the things that will happen that will occasion a Hooke's limit.
Like what, sir?
The continuous marginalization, the continuous extrication of our people from the commanding heights of governmental institutions. Take the security arm of government. No Igbo man hates any arm of the security. We are not head of any of the military services. We are not head of customs. We are not head of immigration. We are not head of road safety corps. We are not head of civil defense. We are not head of state security services. We are not head of Nigerian Intelligence Agency. We don't head the Ministry of Defense. We don't head the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Wait a minute. What's going on here? I know a time when there was affirmative action to make a northerner, so to speak, vice president of this country, because there was a vacuum in the person of late Yaradua. I know a time when a Yoruba man was made Chief Justice of Nigeria in order to fill a vacuum and create the national impression that this is a federation. I know a time when a Yoruba man was brought out of prison, pardoned, and made president of Nigeria through an election in order to assuage the feelings of Western Nigeria for the denial of President Abiola from becoming president of Nigeria. The Igbos require such an affirmative action now. We are part and parcel of this federation, and I dare say a significant one.
With the fusion of the 7 pro-Biafra groups now, does that make some of this agitation the popular wish of the people now?
For what I'm saying
when we also consider the sit-at-home call, which many people feel was successful.
I don't know. I'm not their publicity secretary. What I do know is that they are my children. What I do know is that they are angry. And I have told you the indices of this anger. They are not alone in the anger they have about the treatment of Igbos in the state of Nigeria. We all share that anger. We may be different in the solutions to this anger.
What is your own solution?
I have said it severally, Benga. If you're looking for a different answer from what I have said so far, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. And I don't think you're hard hearing.
I'm not, because the people, this is a very sensitive matter.
And I have said it severally. Ohanese stands for restructuring of the federation. Do you want me to say it 1,000,000 times?
Some have called for elections to be boycotted in the southeast. How do you see this development?
First of all, elections are not due at the same time in the Southeast. The only election due in this year in the Southeast is the election of local governments and the election of Anambra State governorship. Elections have been concluded in some states in the southeastern local governments without let or hindrance. And people have come out and voted. They've held one in Ebonyi State. You know, they are likely to hold one in Enugu State anytime from now. And the people are already warming up for it. There's no let or hindrance about it.
Do you see this as a potential threat in the coming days?
I haven't seen a call for the people of Southeast to boycott elections. I had a call from Nnamdi Kanu for the people of Anambra State to boycott the November elections. I have had personal discussions with him on this matter, and I had told him that that was not the way to go. And because he went public, I went public to countermand it. The struggle of the Igbos is not a matter of who is going to rule any part of Igbo land. That's not the issue.
The IPOB is demanding political referendum as a precondition for having election in the Southeast. What's your standpoint?
A political referendum is for the whole of Nigeria to agree on what structure of government we need to run. That political referendum has to go through a legal process. There is no provision in the Nigerian Constitution for a referendum. There are provisions in the AU Charter, in the United Nations Charter, which have been domesticated by our National Assembly. So we need the National Assembly to revive the provisions of that charter for a referendum. It requires a political action on the part of the federal government. But these are ingredients of a national discussion. Oyegun the other day on your television said a discussion was imminent. I cannot but say that he is right. It is in a discussion that we say, what do we want to do for Nigeria? Do we want a restructured Nigeria, or do we want everyone to go home?
Now, when you say national confab, how do you really want this to go? Because there are some calling that the previous report should be adopted. Would you stand for a fresh national confab, or the previous report should be adopted?
A discussion at this point is inevitable. Whatever you say about it, the palpable tension in the country, the feeling of dissatisfaction by all parts of the country makes a discussion inevitable.
Before we wind down this conversation now, the acting president has warned against any divisive or hate speech. Do you think the federal government has the capacity to address many of these contending issues?
I think they have. And I think we are lucky that at this point in time we have a senior advocate of Nigeria who is acting president. He understands the law. He understands law enforcement. And he is cerebral, and I have great confidence of his ability. The question is the political will. The question is whether his lieutenants are loyal to him and are capable of enforcing his directives. Right now, I feel sad that in spite of his implied directives through the Inspector General of Police to arrest the Arewa youths who are plunged the country in this state of chaos by their quick notice, that they have not been able to arrest them. And the boys have said openly, we dare you to arrest us. That gives a feeling that someone is not doing his job.
Looking ahead now, in the immediate term solution, now, what do you expect from the federal government?
With regard to the issues confronting my people, I'd like to see them address seriatim. I'd like to see them give them a sense of response, a sense of belonging, a sense of response to their yearnings and aspirations. I'd like them to bring about a discussion by which the issues that divide us as a country be addressed in a serious and solemn manner, so that everyone in Nigeria, look, I grew up in a Nigeria that was wonderful. When I went to school in Enugu, in my primary school, my next door neighbors were Yorubas, South people, Hausas. The mayor of Enugu was Umaru Altini from Katsina. He was voted into government of Enugu municipality in an adult suffrage in a popular election. Azikiwe was voted into Lagos City Council in an adult election by Yorubas. Bono Jike was deputy speaker here in Lagos. In the north, Okonkwo was a member of House of Chiefs in northern Nigeria. You know, I went to Ibadan University, a Yoruba-dominated university. I became president of the Students' Union in an open election against a Yoruba candidate. I mean, look, my friend, we used to be a united country. What has happened?
The President General of the Ohanese Ndigbo, Mr. John Nwodo, thank you so much for making out time to be part of this episode of Question Time, and also for bringing lots of insight into many of these contentious issues affecting the country. Thank you very much indeed.
It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
And that's it on this episode of Question Time. What's your take on the idea of another national conference? Send us your comments on our various social media platforms showing on your screen. Join us next week on another exciting episode of the show. Many thanks for watching. I'm Benga Ashiru.